Live from Santa Monica Beach, the 2001 IFP West Independent Spirit Awards. And now your host for the afternoon, the man who gave Bad Taste a good name, John Waters.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome to the IFP West Independent Spirit Awards. It's sort of like the Betty Ford Clinic with drinks, isn't it? You know, it's nice to be asked back. You can never have too many careers. I kind of feel tonight like Alan Carr meets a Dick Clark who ages. I think the real reason they asked me back is because I'm the only name they could find that wasn't nominated for something tonight. But that's okay, because being a loser is edgy. And that's what we're here to celebrate tonight, edginess. Everybody wants to be edgy. I mean, the coolest theaters only play edgy films. The hippest distributors brag that only they know how to release a film with edge. I work with a film festival, the Provincetown Film Festival, that gives out the Edge Award, the Filmmaker on the Edge Award. So even the Spirit Awards has been called the edgiest kind of TV show on. So we're going to try to hope to live up to that today. You know, I think we're off to a good start because I get 125 magazines a month and I read them all, and there's films nominated to tonight that I've never heard of, basically. Since I'm the host, I get to give the producers ideas about what they should do next year to even make it edgier. I think that's very important, you know, even though my ideas are not cinematically correct. I think we should send all the pick-through gift baskets left behind today and dump them on the lawns of the nominees of today who didn't show up. Especially if they're you-know-where tomorrow night, you know. All the presenters should announce their addictions as they come on stage. I'm John Waters, and I'm the Robert Downey Jr. of cigarettes. I'm proud to share that with you tonight, you know? You can't blackmail a celebrity who admits everything. If movie stars spilled the beans on themselves first, the tabloid press wouldn't be outside taking photos of you that they will later use to illustrate made-up stories about your marital breakups. Let's be honest and admit that all of us encourage teenagers to see R-rated movies. The future Independent Spirit Awards are sneaking into an R-rated movie as I speak. What kind of teenager accepts a restricted rating if he wants to be in show business? One who will never make a film. That's who, you know? Since the Golden Globes serve liquor, and the TV critics always speak highly of that, and we serve liquor all the time, I thought next year we should give out bongs. Imagine movie star bad trips, you know, anorexia meets the munchies, you know. And who knows, maybe Harrison Ford would come. Hire somebody to host next year that will be guaranteed to lose it on stage. Don't you think Elizabeth Taylor this year at the Golden Globes secretly copied Ali Sheedy's persona from a few years back? I do, and they were both great moments in television. Steal promotional ideas from European shows. The Sun, London's most rabid tabloid newspaper, has a dog named Charlie that's trained to smell cocaine, and they bring Charlie to movie star premieres and have him lunge at celebrities on the red carpet. Imagine tonight everybody running that dog, chasing people back to the limos. Get that fucking dog away from me! And now some edge advice for all the stars here today. Well, you know, not washing your hair is not enough anymore. You've got to keep reinventing yourself so your image will attract a younger, angrier, even more insane group of filmmakers that are coming up next, you know? If you're really known for being sweet, become a monster for the day, you know? Going against type always works, you know, out front on the red carpet say, I'm much more independent than those sellouts inside. Nobody saw my last movie and I'm proud of it, you know? bring an alarming date. If you're part of a famous couple, swap partners and arrive at different times. You'll really get coverage, you know? If you're gay and you're trying to hide it, bring Anna Nicole Smith, you know? That'll confuse the issue, really, you know? Every year I invite Don Knotts to be my date, and I mean, hey, we all have a type. And every year his people make really polite excuses, and this year his agent said, Don, write a part for Don, John. And I didn't have the nerve to tell him I used the casting couch, you know. Let's talk about fashion. Movie stars, you cheap bastards, pay for your outfits. You can afford them. You know, free clothes are for the poor, not actors. Donate the money your free outfit you're wearing today costs to the homeless. Or better yet, the fashionless, a new trendy minority. Be nice to your independent fans. Believe me, they haven't been waiting out front on the bleachers for 3 days to get your autograph. They're home designing insane websites about your personal life. One night I went out in Baltimore, and the next day on the web it said, John Waters was in a bar last night. He took a leak, didn't wash his hands, and shook hands with fans. I thought, well, there's a fan who cares, you know? Be nice to these lunatics. They usually turn into journalists. And now some advice for today's nominees. Be a bad loser. Nobody ever is, you know? Sob uncontrollably when your name isn't called. The cameras might stay on you instead, you know? Rush into the press tent afterwards and give your planned acceptance speech even though you lost. Better yet, steal the winner's wallet while he or she is on stage, you know? Believe me, winners never watch their bag in moments of glory. Now, if you are a winner, let's get one thing straight. None of this, oh, I was in the bathroom when they called my name, you know? One would think a serious nominee would eliminate before coming to an award show. Being a bad winner is even edgier than being a bad loser. Thank nobody on stage. Whip out your prepared speech on your fancy, expensive stationery monogrammed and read the 3 words you've written. I deserved it. Quote from memory the only negative review you got in the world and name the critic. Leave immediately after your acceptance speech, not caring about what awards follow yours. And the next day, release a statement to the press with your opinions on who came in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Make special fun of who came in 5th. Finally, try to pick up somebody today, you know? Does anybody get lucky at award shows? Do the winners ever go home with a loser's date? Do people get laid at the IFP Awards? I mean, I need to know. Look around you. I mean, show business people have loose morals. All award shows are too long. Get busy. You've got the time. This is Hollywood. And now to present our first award, please welcome from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And from When Brendan Met Trudy, Holly Hunter and Gabriel Byrne.
The nominees for Best Supporting Actor are Willem Dafoe for Shadow of the Vampire.
Greta is in your last scene. That is when you can have her.
After my death scene?
Yes.
Don't expect realism there, Murno.
What do you mean?
Don't cheat me, mortal.
You will stay away from her. You will stay away from my crew. I will finish my picture.
This is hardly your picture any longer.
Yeah.
Cole Hauser for Tigerland.
Private Boss, you are the only man that speaks English. You speak only to the man who identifies himself as the interpreter. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Good. Private Paxton, you are the Viet Cong. Those boys come through here. Their objective is to find the VC sympathizer. In other words, you, Private Paxton. They have 5 minutes. You tell them nothing.
Gary Oldman for the contender.
Lane Hansen has an extra bird. He has to come on the work stage with perfect credentials.
Margaret Thatcher didn't have perfect credentials. The world respected her.
The world accepted Margaret Thatcher because they knew she had to answer to Ronald Reagan. A woman better be pretty damn qualified to have nobody to answer to, and Lane Hansen is not that. Look me in the eyes and tell me that Lane Hansen is your first choice for the vice presidency.
Giovanni Ribisi for The Gift.
My daddy's a good man. I don't hate my dad. He's good to Mom and me. Yeah, every kid needs a hit with a belt sometime. I mean.
Buddy, you gotta try to get past this wall that you're talking about. Hon, you need to talk about your daddy.
Why don't you tell me why I hate him? You're the goddamn psychic. Huh? You're the goddamn psychic!
Billy D. Williams for The Visit.
I was your son before I was a grown man. You didn't get born deserving something. You're a man first, Alex. But a man knows how to take responsibility. We have to take responsibility for our own lives, Alex. That's why so many of your people live the type of lives they live, because they don't want to take responsibility for their own lives. You have to be a real man.
And the award goes to Willem Dafoe, Shadow of a Vampire. If I do this quick, do I get a free TV? I'm surprised how nervous I am. I do want to thank some people. This is great. Thank you. It was really a fun show to do, and this is just gravy. I'd like to acknowledge some people. Stephen Katz for his screenplay, very witty, and a great conceit, a great riff off of Nosferatu. Elias Marich for his passion and his great visual style. Lou Bogue for his cinematography, a fellow nominee this evening, this afternoon. Who else we got? Nick Cage and Saturn Films for getting the film made. Lionsgate for taking care of it in its distribution. John Malkovich, the actors, all the design people. I had a great setup in this film. The costume and the makeup were everything. I'd also like to thank some people that helped me day to day. Michelle Stern, Lee Stallman, Phyllis Carlisle, Kelly Bush, Carrie Bylick, and above all, my friends and colleagues at the Wooster Group in New York City. Thank you.
He's currently packing them in Memento. She's about to direct her first feature. Please welcome Joe Pantoliano and Elena Douglas.
Hey, Ileana and I are here tonight to present the first award for Best Screenplay. But first, we've been asked to explain a new element of the Spirit Award.
Yeah, starting in about 5 minutes, and every half an hour after that, you're going to be required to vote somebody at your table out of the tent. It's unfair, we know, but it's what our TV audience at home wants to see.
I don't know, you know, Survivor's a hell of a show. I'd like to be on it. I mean, you eat a rat, you make $1 million.
I know, it sounds like working for Avi Lerner. I mean, you know, that's not so bad, living in tents.
I know. You tell them to go try do a low-budget movie and live in a three-banger for 5 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, God, I wouldn't mind eating a rat. Have you ever eaten Michelson's Catering? It's a good thing I've got SAG insurance. Speaking of SAG, make sure to eat everything on your plate. It's probably the last decent meal us actors will ever have. Okay, so let's start forming your alliances now. And don't bogart the wine unless you want to end up in the parking lot.
We'll give out the award while we are all still here to enjoy it.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't want to be here. Jennifer Tilly could have been in my spot, okay? Okay, and the nominees for Best Screenplay are...
David Gordon Green for George Washington.
Ross Clavin and Michael McGruther for Tigerland.
Gina Prince-Bythewood for Love and Basketball.
And Jordan Walker Perlman for The Visit.
Ben Younger for Boiler Room.
And the Spirit Award goes to, Best First Screenplay, Gina Prince-Bythewood, Love and Basketball.
Thank you very much. I actually just had a baby 3 weeks ago, so this is... so this is one of the few things that's got me out of the house, so thank you very much. I just want to thank a couple people. Sundance, who just gave the script new life after every studio turned it down. They've just been behind me ever since day one, so thank you. Sam Kitt at 40 Acres, who came to a reading and believed in the movie. Mike DeLuca, who again was the only studio that believed in the project and just has been really great. And then just an incredible crew and my amazing cast, Omar and Sanaa, the two leads who are here, just made it just a wonderful experience. And finally, my husband, who's at home with the baby. Just thank you for believing in me from day one. Thank you.
She put the sugar in Sugartown, and he stopped traffic in traffic. Please welcome Rosanna Arquette and Don Cheadle.
We are here to present the award for Best Feature under $500,000.
And how do filmmakers prove they spent so little? Receipts. We brought the paperwork from Chuck and Buck just to give you an idea.
Okay, here's film stock. That's $0. Shooting on digital, you know. Saved them a couple $100 right there.
Well, they apparently spent on KY jelly $152.
Lollipops, $87.
BVDs, $36. Yeah.
Coffee bean and tea leaf runs, $1,168.
Wow, they sprung for a fluffer.
A fluffer? No. He didn't. They didn't. He worked pro bono.
Oh. Wait a minute. I seem to remember a crane shot in that.
No. Here we go. See, read the alleged crane shot. No crane. Really tall camera operator. We swear.
And now the nominees, who prove that having a natural gift for storytelling ain't got nothing to do with money.
These filmmakers represent the future of independent film, and the nominees are Bunny, writer-director Mia Trackinger, producer Rebecca Sonnenschein, and Mia Trackinger.
We're just trying to see more what you can do as far as endurance goes. Okay? Go ahead. Height doesn't matter, just keep moving.
Chuck and Buck, director Miguel Arteta, writer Mike White, producer Matthew Greenfield.
You know, we're having some people over tomorrow night. It's a little party for Charlie's promotion.
Yeah, I should have remembered that. Yeah, you should come. It'll be great. I'll give you directions. You have a pen?
Yeah.
Well, I can find it.
What time? People are coming around 10, 10:30.
It starts at 8.
Whenever. That'll be great.
Okay.
Everything Put Together, director Mark Forster, writers Adam Forgash, Catherine Lloyd Burns, and Mark Forster, producer Sean First.
How much do you weigh, Russ?
8 pounds, 11 ounces.
Ooh, big baby.
Hey guys, one more last picture. Smile, over here. Fantastic.
Oh, that's
Hey.
good. Did you know he was going to be a boy? I kind of knew he was a boy. Who cares what they are as long as they just keep quiet?
Harvey, why don't you keep quiet?
Okay, guys.
Groove, writer-director Greg Harrison, producer Danielle Renfrew.
I can't tell what sound this record is making.
You want a hug? Sometimes it helps.
Our Song, writer-director Jim McKay, producers Jim McKay, Paul S. Mazzei, and Diana E. Williams.
¿Y qué es el helado de María? They need to be having some beans and rice ice cream, because that'd be her flavor. Frijoles y arroz con crema. Es el primero helado. Muy bueno, muy frío.
I don't even know what y'all even saying in Spanish.
Joyce, you are like chocolate with a vanilla swirl.
Nuh-uh. Girl, please. I'm full on chocolate.
And the Spirit Award goes to, here we go,
Chuck and Buck.
Freedom of the heart, it's a brand new start. I see the sun shining through the trees in the park. So tell me your name and maybe let's play a game. I kinda like your smile and you might hear
Thank you. I just wanted to say, I was walking home the other night outside a bar, and these guys were like, Chuck and Buck! And I like walked over, and this guy was like, that's the worst movie I've ever seen. And I was like, oh no. And then he was like, no, it was a good movie, but it was the worst movie I've ever seen. And so I was, when I got home, I was kind of bummed out. But so maybe if that happens again, I'll have this, and I'll be like, well, it wasn't the worst movie. But so thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
where there's so many people that contributed to this movie, and I just need to name a few of them. Our incredible cast: Mike White, Chris Weitz, Lupe Antaveras, Beth Colt, Paul Weitz, our incredible and committed crew, Blow Up Pictures, Jason Cleod and Joanna Vicente, Amir Mallon, Patrick Gunn, Amrat Joan, and everyone at Artisan, Patrick Waxberger and Summit, Linda Lichter and Carlos Goodman, David Lubliner and everyone at William Morris, Jeremy Walker and Laura Kim, and everybody at Sundance who has been so supportive to us. And most of all, our families and our friends, Laurence, Mike White, who gave us an incredible script and incredible performance, and Miguel, who unfortunately can't be here today but sent a note. I wish so bad I could be with you. I'm on the set of our next film, and I would complain that Matthew didn't let me stop the production for a couple of hours so I could receive this award, but I know that he would never want me to stop embracing the spirit of independence. So here I embrace and I embrace, and I thank and wank you all. But most of all, my family, my grandmother, my friends, our beautiful cast and crew, and you guys, Mike, Matthew, and Abby. I'm so proud to be a part of this team. Gracias, Miguel Arteta. Thank you all.
And now the Spirit Awards would like to pay tribute to a man who has been on the front lines of the independent film movement for over 2 decades, Roger Christensen.
Well, my name is Roger. I am the manager, general manager, whatever, of Lemley Sunset 5 Theater. When I was a child, I used to think about being a theater manager. Believe it or not, I used to make up like little theater schedules and that sort of stuff. No, this is the 9:45 ticket. Yeah, it's 8:15 now. You're going to have to come back. I'm sorry. Hello. It's an amusing circus here. I would think I would be very bored anyplace else. There are people with an edge to them here. You know, no teenagers watching kung fu movies on Saturday night, you know, no Disney, ever. Okay, don't forget to validate your parking. And I lie to filmmakers and tell them how good it is or whatever, you know. They've maxed out 5 credit cards, you know, for this film, you know, and they've got 12 people on a midnight show. You gotta tell them something. They call up the cashiers, you know, who this is their 3rd job, you know, and they have finals tomorrow. And I usually hear about it that some man was annoying me, and it usually means it's the producer of the picture. Why aren't we in the big house? Yeah. You know, I mean, can you spell the name Miramax? Why do you think you're not in the big house? And if you're telling me we had 17 people at this show as opposed to 12 at the first one, it's like, well, it's up 50%. No, I hate children in theaters. I really do. You know, I think they should, you know, go somewhere else. Oh, here comes some sort of goddamn rag. What is it? Entertainment Today? Excellent. Yeah, just put it on the floor. Well, I could say right now that Faye Dunaway is a theater switcher. Cloris Leachman was always pretty horrible at wanting to get in free. Now, Elizabeth Berkley, there is a major switcher. She will not accept no for an answer if it's a sold-out house. She's the one that buys the ticket for the other theater and then runs in before you can catch her. We've been told that Dave Navarro had sex in our restroom. I'll take a medium popcorn and I'm gonna go get off in stall 3. I used to see every movie there was. I used to be one of those that loved to announce what was hot, what was not, what was crap, and you know, and be the first on the gossip mill, and now they're just cans of film you carry up to the booth.
Our next presenter is the Don Hudson of the independent film community. Please welcome the executive director of IFP West, Don Hudson.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to announce a new program at IFP West this year, the Los Angeles Film Festival. I've seen the upcoming films given to me by our festival programmer, Thomas Harris, and there are some great new films and really talented new filmmakers. We're opening on April 20th at the Directors Guild with a surprise premiere that's terrific. And Ang Lee helped us out and programmed a showcase of Hong Kong films that inspired him making Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It's great. Thank you so much. There are so many good films. I can't wait for you to come. But I have to be honest, with over 2,000 films submitted to the festival, there were some that could have benefited from the services IFP has to offer, such as our Screenwriters Lab, or our Directors Lab, or our new Producers Lab, in free casting rooms and free screening rooms. We even have Diane Upson's phone number if you need a great deal on Kodak film stock. The list goes on. So you young filmmakers out there, take advantage of our services. With the help of everybody in this room, IFP has created a support network for filmmakers. And these services are dirt cheap because the people in this room are paying a ton of money for their citrus chicken today so that you can have these services for very affordable cost. and we can use the money all year round. So I am grateful to you. I'm also grateful to the press for writing about the awards and about independent films all year long. And I thank our sponsors, who are true believers in our cause, including our principal sponsors from Turning Leaf Coastal Reserve Vineyards, Lupus Gallus and Molly Davis, and from Movado Watch, Jadalio and Ephraim Grinberg. We have 2 new wonderful premier sponsors this year, from DirecTV, Michael Thornton and Susan Collins, and from Express, Michael Weiss and Marion Schwindeman, and our long-standing premier sponsors, from Motorola, Jeffrey Frost and David Pinsky, and from Entertainment Weekly, John Squires and David Morris, and from Bravo and the Independent Film Channel, Kathleen Dorr, Jonathan Sering, and Ed Carroll. Thank you all. Thanks also to our honorary chairs of this event, Benicio del Toro and Angela Bassett, and to our Spirit Awards producer for the 7th year, Diana Zahn Story. Last, I want to thank a few studio executives who've really helped me out with our new festival. Mark Gill at Miramax, God bless you for returning my phone calls day or night, from your airplane, from your vacation, from wherever. Thank you. Mark Gill from Fine Line, who's been such a supporter of the festival and of Project Involve. And my dear, dear friend, Tom Bernard. It's no wonder that you and Michael Barker have such a great reputation among filmmakers. And David Dinerstein, Ruth Vitale, you know how much we appreciate working with you. And Tom Ortenberg, Peter Rice, Marcus Hu, Bob Burney, and the fabulous exhibitor, Greg Limley. We could not do the festival without any of you. Thank you. Now, thank you so much. I have to wrap it up before I get voted off my table, so thanks.
Please welcome the star of Before Night Falls, Javier Bardem.
Hello, good night. Even when Cuban novelist Reinaldo Arenas was in prison, he continued to pour his heart and his soul into his writing. When I first started learning about him, I asked myself, why? Why would a man, why would a man risk his life just to tell stories? Okay. I soon came to understand that Reinaldo did it because he believed in the power of art. He saw his words as a weapon, a beautiful weapon to use against that tried to eliminate him just because he was different. Okay. Director Julian Schnabel, he believes in the power of art. He knows it can make us better people. Working with him and playing Reinaldo changed the way I look at the world around me. I now understand that every person I see walking down the street has a story to tell, and they are all important, just like the stories Reinaldo did and told and risked his life to tell. So I'm so proud and grateful to have been part of Before Night Falls.
You recognize this book, Reinaldo?
That book was the only proof to me that he was alive.
I have never seen it.
This book was published in France without permission of the Writers' Union. Therefore, you must have had someone to smuggle it out. You didn't go to France, did you?
Maybe I should be discussing this book with the Writers' Union and not here in the State Security.
Please welcome our Spirit Awards honorary co-chair and the star of the upcoming feature, The Score, Angela Bassett.
The job of an independent film producer is not to give the audience what it wants, it's to lead them somewhere they've never been before. Producers are the ultimate multitaskers. They're visionaries, fundraisers, diplomats, den mothers, penny pinchers, talent scouts, cheerleaders, and when the occasion demands, really, really great liars. When you think of everything it takes, it's a miracle any independent films get made at all. The Motorola Producers Award, which comes with a $20,000 unrestricted grant, was created to honor those producers who's performed miracles time and time again. The nominees are Jim McKay, producer of Stranger Inside and Our Song. Paul Massey, producer of The Ballad of Rambling Jack and Spring Forward. Tim Perrell, producer of The Opportunist and Jump Tomorrow. Diana E. Williams, producer of Love Machine and Our Song. And the Motorola Producers Award goes to Paul Massey.
Wow. Thank you. Never been in front of the camera before, so a little nervous. I want to thank IFP West, and I want to thank Motorola for their incredible generosity in sponsoring this award. I've been very fortunate over the past few years. I'm grateful to all the directors I've been able to work with, to collaborate with, and to support. I want to thank David Riker, Ayanna Elliott, Tom Gilroy, and Jim McKay for their friendship and their trust and their uncompromising spirit. I want to thank IFC Films for their unwavering support and their commitment to truly independent filmmakers. I want to recognize Susanna Ludwig, who worked with me for over 3 really tough years, played a critical role in all of these projects. I'd like to thank the guys at Plantain Films, Hunter Gray and Tyler Brody, for giving me a home. And I want to thank Doug Mankoff at Echo Lake, Jeff Lipsky, and Bob Burney for giving my films a home. And of course, my wife, Gabrielle, is also my closest friend, who's always guided me to make the right decisions and has borne the larger part of the burden for the consequence of those decisions. I adore you, Gabby and Claudia. Thanks for keeping me sane.
I'm back because the Screenplay Award is coming up next, and I guess I'm qualified to introduce the presenters, since one critic wrote that my plots were the mere clotheslines to hang my filthy wash. All writers have their clotheslines, and we're all looking for the next load of wash, no matter if it's clean or dirty. Oh God, we wonder, what can we write next that hasn't been done? A sing-along dogma tragedy? A remake of Ice Castles? An all-nude PG-13 Rapunzel for hyperactive children? I don't know, a postmodern Meryl Streep splatter film? Whenever I start a script, I know it's time to get in my car and drive around Baltimore, snooping and spying on people. Inspiration comes from exaggerating real life. I always do the location scout first before I write any of the narrative. I pick the neighborhood where the characters live, choose their actual homes, and watch the neighbors doing yard work, going to the store, and taking out the garbage, and fantasize about the horrible and hopefully funny things that could happen in their lives. Since my new script is about blue-collar sex addicts, you know, it's a feel-good solo, I feel that it's maybe not the time to approach the neighbors at this early stage of the process. Most of the time, I stay in my plain narcotics agent car anyway, writing notes and imagining hideous scenes to take place in their living rooms. But sometimes they see me and mistake me for, I don't know, a Snoopy insurance agent, or worse yet, a flasher. I peel out with my ideas and hope they don't remember me in 4 or 5 months when the real location manager knocks on their door. Eavesdropping has always been a really important source material for dialogue. Just open your ears and pretend you're not listening, and you'll hear people say the most lunatic things that you can use. In a fancy restaurant in Baltimore, I heard the waiter ask the woman, "Would you care for dessert?" And she said classily, "Christ, no, I'm bloated." And in a local supermarket, I saw this beautiful, angelic child wander away from her mother for a minute, and the mother snarled, "Get over here, you little shit ass!" God, really damaged the child's self-esteem, but gave me some sparkling new dialogue, really, Let's talk about this NC-17 rating. Isn't it time that writers band together to rehabilitate this ridiculous stigma of the supposed adult rating? A European intellectual I know just arrived in America, and he saw a marquee that said, he could hardly speak English, and the marquee said 2 adult hits. And he rushed inside, expecting intelligent, well-written, thought-provoking American movies. Isn't this what the NC-17 rating should really mean? Face it, there's only one taboo left in movies, and that's why the MPAA is in business: to stop Hollywood A-list stars from having real sex on film with Screen Actor Guild approval of penetration. Now, it's already happening in Europe, and I guarantee it will happen in the United States in the next decade. But movie stars, we need your help. Writers can think it up, but you have to do it. Once the star legitimizes reality sex, there will be nothing left for the MPAA to fear, and the curse of NC-17 will be meaningless. Have courage. Critics and the American public will accept you in taboo-breaking material as long as it's done in a clever, ironic way. I salute whoever takes this chance. Who will it be? Chloe? How about you, Jeffrey Rush? Come on, Jennifer Tilly, go down in film history. Let the golden age of censor-free independent film begin. Think of the new edge you'll require when you casually mention to the press on your next junket, "If done tastefully, with a good script and a visionary director, I have no problem with penetration." Just think, you might win the next Independent Spirit Award. Thank you. Thank you. And now, to give out the next Spirit Award, from Everything Put Together, Radha Mitchell, and past Spirit Award winner, Jason Lee.
As John explained, a good screenwriter doesn't just sit in his house and type.
He goes out in public, listens to your private conversations, adds some magic, and then charges you $9 to go and see it.
The nominees for Best Screenplay are Valerie Brayman for Love and Sex,
Raymond de Filita for Two Family House,
Robert Dillon for Waking the Dead,
Kenneth Lonergan for You Can Count on Me,
Mike White for Chuck and Buck,
and the Spirit Award goes to Kenneth Lonergan for You Can Count on Me.
Station at the break of dawn. Said, boy, I got to show you something
want to thank the IFP for this. This is just wonderful. I think any screenwriter can appreciate what I owe to my producers, John Hart, Jeff Sharp, Larry Meistrich, and Barbara DeFina for making this movie and for trusting me to direct it. And also what I owe to David Dinerstein and Ruth Vitale at Paramount Classics for distributing the film. I also think that any screenwriter and director can appreciate that I owe everything to Mark Ruffalo and Laura Linney. I don't know whether I'm more proud to be associated with them or more proud that they were in my movie or more delighted as an artist that they brought the script to life the way that they did. Also, Matthew Broderick and wonderful Rory Culkin and John Tenney and my beloved wife, J. Smith Cameron. Also like to thank my agents at William Morris, David Lubliner, Dave Wortschafter, and George Lane, and thank you very much. Without the independent film movement, I wouldn't be here at all. Thank you.
Please welcome the co-stars of Love and Sex and the upcoming feature May, Famke Janssen and Jon Favreau.
The Sonny and Cher of independent film.
Doesn't even say that up there.
Oh, yeah, it did.
So let's see. The category of Best Debut Performance presents the widest variety of nominees.
Some roles require the simplicity of delicate naturalism, like the kids from George Washington.
Others require months of sweat and research, getting in the face of intimidating, violent men in a world where women are not welcome. Of course, I'm referring to Chuck and Buck.
The nominees for Best Debut Performance are
Curtis Cotton III, Candace Evanovsky, Michael Handy, Donald Holden. I hope they have enough statues back there. Damian Jewin Lee for George Washington.
It's too late. Don't say nothing. Can I kiss you one last time? My friend George said that he was gonna live to be 100 years old. He said that he was gonna be the president of the United States. I wanted to see him lead a parade and wave a flag on the 4th of July.
Rory Culkin for You Can Count on Me.
Did you fight in Vietnam?
No, I wasn't even born yet.
Were you ever in the Army?
No.
My father was in the Army.
I know, unfortunately, he didn't fight in Vietnam either.
Were you friends with him?
Not really. I mean, we had some friends in common, I guess. I didn't like him very much.
Why not?
Well, he wasn't very likable.
Michelle Rodriguez, Girl Fight.
Who says you'll be the only one fighting?
I'm sorry, Danny, but I haven't trained all this time to be stuck in a ring with a girl.
Oh, stuck with a girl.
Okay, stuck with you.
You're afraid I might win.
No.
We're gonna play it all manly and protective on me now.
Look, I'm just being honest.
You're just like any other guy.
Yeah? What kind of a guy goes around beating up a girl that...
That he what? What?
Emmy Rossum for Songcatcher.
Grandma said she got all those love songs from her mama.
Do you know any more ballads?
Love songs? Oh, I know lots of them. I know Lord Randall, Jack Went A-Sailing, Two Sisters. I know Young Emily.
Would you sing Two Sisters, please?
It's all right, dear.
Oh, sister, come go with me.
And Michael White for Chuck and Buck.
What are you doing now? I'm putting on a play. You are? Yeah, I was thinking about those plays we used to put on. I was thinking about, you know, The Devil and the Reindeer.
The Devil and the Reindeer?
Uh-huh.
It was,
They both have horns, so they team up against Santa.
And the Spirit Award goes to Michelle Rodriguez for Girl Fight.
Accepting for Michelle Rodriguez is director Karn Kusama.
Hi, Michelle can't be here tonight. She's filming in Berlin. She gave me a quote. I know she's going to be delighted and very surprised. She wants to wish everyone peace, love, and prosperity in the spirit of revolution.
That was one of the producers, Martha Griffin. I'm Karin Kusama, the director. I'm sure that Michelle wouldn't know how to be speechless, but I'll keep it short. I'm sure she's very, very honored, and thanks you all. Thanks.
In the bedroom, would you consider yourself a crouching tiger or a hidden dragon? What kind of tiger?
Crouching tiger. A crouching tiger because I like to pounce on my prey.
Hidden dragon.
Please welcome the writer-producer of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, James Schamus.
Hello. In Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Ang Lee has concocted a tale the whole world can relate to. The story of a middle-aged man portrayed by Chow Yun-fat, who, although he's always in his pajamas, has never been laid. His phallic symbol has been stolen by a teenage girl who wears a little black kerchief over her face as if anybody could be fooled as to her identity. Eventually, he gets the sword back, but he's killed by a really pissed-off middle-aged woman. Ladies and gentlemen, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
10招之内你能拿回清明剑，我就跟你走。剑还我！白痴！做梦！那剑就没用了。
Here's last year's winner for Best Supporting Female for Boys Don't Cry, and this year's foreign film nominee for The War Zone. Please welcome Chloe Sevigny and Tim Roth.
We're here to present the award for Best Supporting Actress.
And the nominees are Pat Carroll for Songcatcher.
How can I take money for singing? My mama used to sing those songs, rocking the young'uns to sleep and leading the cows home.
Doctor, I'm asking you kindly to leave.
Tom, I can give my songs to anybody that I want to.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Besides, it's supper time, and Lily's joining us.
No, thank you, Mrs. Butler. Really, I should be heading back to the school.
You're gonna take my songs and refuse the hospitality of my home? Well, I never.
Jennifer Connelly for Requiem for a Dream.
Thinking about you so much. You okay?
When you're coming home.
Soon.
When?
Soon. You holding out, right?
Harry? Can you come today?
Marcia Gay Harden for Pollock.
I believe in Jackson Pollock. There's you, and there's the painting, and you need. And I don't want to be anywhere else. I don't want to be with anyone else. But that's all I can handle.
Lupe Ontiveros for Chuck and Buck.
They're in the forest. It's like paradise.
Right.
This horrible, wicked witch woman appears. They've trespassed. She casts a spell on both of them and makes Hank stupid. And she turns Frank into a cripple, which is like castration. She castrates him.
What do you mean?
Like she takes his penis away.
Zhang Ziyi for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
我乃是小心，快手里有宝剑！潇洒人间一线牵，清明宝剑圣龙拳。任凭鲤鱼江南鹤，都要低头求我怜。
And the Spirit Award goes to
Zhang Ziyi
for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
I 没想到自己可以得奖。
I didn't expect I'm gonna win.
非常开心。
I'm very, very happy.
拍摄《卧虎藏龙》的6个月里来，
Shooting the film, during the 6 months of shooting the film.
让我学会了很多。
I've learned so much.
让我懂得什么是坚强，让我懂得做事情要替其他人考虑。
It made me become stronger and and also, sorry, and consider other people.
让我学会有勇气挑战，就是。
Help me learn to accept the challenge.
感谢《卧虎藏龙》的制片人许立功先生和姜志强先
I
生。
want to thank the producers, Mr. Xu Ligong and Bill Kong.
感谢索尼经典哥伦比亚公司。
Thank you, Sony Pictures Classics.
还有对我受益终生的导演李安先生。
And who helped me so much, director of Only.
希望有机会再跟你合作。
I hope I can work with you again.
谢谢大家。
Ghost Dog was very good for us. People are certainly affected by Before Night Falls. There is a correlation between food and the type of film. Double Dildo and Requiem sent people to the snack bar fast. In that particular film, they were violated. You know, they would come out, there was this major sense of violation, but we sort of enjoyed that. Chocolate, that cutting-edge indie film that it is. I cannot have another senior lady come up to me with tears in her eye and tell me how much it's been a special day for her. It makes me want to vomit. So did you like the movie? What'd you see, Pollock? Chocolate, okay, all right.
From The Contender, please welcome Christian Slater.
Hey, my name is Christian, and I am the Invincible Sword Goddess. That's what I am. So I'm here to present the, also, by the way, I'm going to be working with Avi Lerner soon, so I was, he's not such a bad guy. I mean, come on. Sure, we're shooting in Bulgaria, but it's all right. Not so bad. I'm here to present the award for Best Cinematography. And these guys are truly the ones you want to have be your friend on the set. I mean, I myself have come into work a few times and had to go right to the cinematographer and say, please, what can you do? Help me out, you know? Came in once with an ingrown hair on my neck. It was like a goiter, you know? Shooting out of my neck, it was horrible, but somehow the way these guys light these things, it's miraculous, really. So I ended up looking good, and I don't think anybody will be the wiser. So anyway, the nominees for Best Cinematography are Lou Bogue for Shadow of the Vampire, John de Borman for Hamlet, Matthew Libatique for Requiem for a Dream,
That's nothing to worry about.
Tim Orr for George Washington, Javier Perez Grobet and Guillermo Rosa for Before Night Falls. And the Spirit Award goes to Matthew Libatique for Requiem for a Dream.
John Waters, I'm addicted to cigarettes, PlayStation 2, and hallucinogens. I promised myself that I would not forget to thank my beautiful wife, Lisa, and my babies, Ezekiel and Audrey, my mother, Dina, my brother, David, and most of all, my father, Johnny, who's not with us today. But Eric and Darren, I'm so appreciative of the collaboration we have as filmmakers, but even more so as friends. And thank you again for inviting me to help make this film. Palmer West, Jonah Smith, Bo Flynn, Nick Wexler, Scott Franklin, Scott Vogel, who'd I forget? Amir, Bill, Jeremy Barber, all you guys, thank you so much for having me. I want to thank my crew. I'd like to actually, dedicate a lot of this award. I wouldn't have it if it wasn't for the work of Clint Mansell, Jay Rabinowitz, and James Chinlin, who's not here today as well. My crew, Gary Martone, Phil Testa, Jim Bartolomeo, thank you so much for supporting me, even though the ideas might have seemed a little crazy at the time. I don't know, I'm forgetting somebody. My agent, Patty Mack, Colleen Dolan, and thank you, IFP.
He laid down the law in Lone Star. She laid everybody in Drop Dead Gorgeous. Did I just say that? Please welcome Chris Cooper and Allison Janney.
There's been a lot of talk here today about artistic integrity and, gosh, it was a labor of love.
Yeah, but let's face it, working in independent film is just a stepping stone to directing your own superhero movie.
Right now, Sam Raimi is working on Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, and 2 of today's nominated directors are also making movies based on comic books.
Ang Lee is working on The Incredible Hulk. Darren Aronofsky is making the next Batman movie.
As a matter of fact, Chris, I think we have one of the first original production stills from that movie. Meow.
You know, all this makes me think, what next? Todd Solondz, Wonder Woman? I don't know, she looks really ticked off. Doesn't like when people call her Wiener Dog.
Then there's Christopher Guest's improvisational Superman. Finally, a chance to see Eugene Levy's Package.
And nominee Miguel Arteta could go from Chuck and Buck to the Green Hornet and his trusty sidekick Kato.
And this last one is pretty far-fetched, but you never know.
And now on to the award for Best Foreign Film.
Which we should clarify does not include films set on Krypton or in any other parallel universe, and the nominees are Dancer in the Dark, director Lars von Trier.
In the Mood for Love, director Wong Kar-wai.
The Terrorist, director Santosh Sivan.
A Time for Drunken Horses, director Baman Gobadi.
And The War Zone, director Tim Roth.
And the Spirit Award goes to
Dancer in the Dark, director Lars von Trier. Apparently, we now know where all these stray gift bags will be going. Lars was unable to be here today to accept, but we accept this award on his behalf.
Please welcome from the upcoming feature, Welcome to Collinwood, Isaiah Washington.
George Washington is, yes, definitely. Yeah, George Washington is this year's Cinderella story. And since that I've seen it, it's definitely one of the personal stories for me since I grew up in the South. It was made in North Carolina by the first-time director David Gordon Green. Yeah. For $100,000, which means we could literally pass a hat around now and set him up for a sequel. The film caught the attention of a few film critics, Roger Ebert and Elvis Mitchell of the New York Times. Got into the New York Film Festival, and here it is. One of the Spirit Awards' Best Feature nominees.
When I look at my friends, I know there's goodness. I can look at their feet, or when I hold their hand, I pretend I can see the bones inside.
Your son is a hero, Mrs. Richardson.
My friend George, he told me that he could read God's mind. He told me he knew what God was gonna create, who he was gonna let die, and stuff like that.
Well, since the show's about halfway over, I thought I'd check out what's going on at the bar. So I hear you've created some specialty drinks for tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Waters. Give me that. This is the Chuck and Buck, which is just your basic Bloody Mary, but with a stalk of celery and a shot of Spanish fly.
Have you heard of the Requiem for a Dream?
No, what's in that?
Well, you basically just pour all the liquor in one glass and then hit them over the head with a bottle.
Sounds messy.
Well, speaking of messy, you know, has anybody had one too many? I mean, drunk celebrities make great cutaways.
No, I really shouldn't say. I mean, it's kind of indiscreet.
Did I mention that I'm casting a film mime out here?
Ileana Douglas, hammered. She's been back 5 times at least.
That's good to know. We'll keep an eye on her, certainly.
And now to present our next award. She's just wrapped the feature, The Cat's Meow. He's about to open and blow. Please welcome Jennifer Tilly and Paul Rubens.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Tilly, and this is... Go on, Paul, do your thing.
Paul.
So, we're here to present the Movada Someone to a Watch Award. And Paul, show them your Movada watch that they gave you free of charge just before the ceremony. Thank you. The Movada Someone to Watch Award honors an emerging filmmaker whose talent and vision leads us to believe we'll be seeing a lot more of them in the future.
The award includes a $20,000 unrestricted grant funded by Movada, which means that the winner can do whatever they want with the money, no questions asked.
There is one small catch, though. Since it's sponsored by Movada, the winner will be fitted with a special watch that has a built-in tracking device, a camera, and a mini electric taser. Do you know what a taser is, Paul?
No.
It's a small electronic device that's used to shock somebody into submission. My boyfriend and I use it a lot in sex play.
More than I wanted to know. We here at IFP get the feeling that you are slacking off. We'll just give you a little friendly shock, as if to say, what are you doing watching Coyote Ugly on pay-per-view?
3 lap dances is enough for one night. Go home and write something memorable.
It's just our cheerful way of keeping you focused on your art because we care.
And we really do care. Now, the 3 nominees who will surely not need to be tased and can enjoy the watch for the beautiful timepiece it is are... Mark Forster, director of Everything Put Together.
Ray Romano of Everybody... No, I'm sorry. Dan McCormick, director of Other Voices.
Mia Trackinger, director of Bunny.
And the Movado Someone to Watch Award goes to...
Mark Forster.
Now, thank you so much. It's amazing that Jennifer and Paul here giving me this award. Thank you so much to the IFP and the committee which nominated the film and myself, and thank you for giving the award. There's so many people I need to thank on this journey we are all on, and I hope I don't forget anybody, so please forgive me if I do. First, I want to thank Catherine Lloyd Burns, who shared the idea for the film with me, and her husband Adam Forgash. The 3 of us wrote the script together. It was a wonderful experience. I wanted to thank them both very much. I want to thank Sean First and Radha Mitchell, who committed to the movie and made the movie happen. I want to thank Roberto Schaefer, Matt Chassie, Jill Silverthorne, Megan Mullally, just everybody who put their heart into this movie, because it was just truly a labor of love. And my family, my loved one in my life, Renee Chabrier, who always gives me like, and then one other person, Robert Lou Dreyfus, who was my benefactor. Without him, I would have never been able to come to the States, and was able to pay all the bills for me to study film and be here. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, and for all the friends who always supported me throughout all these years. Thank you. Bye-bye.
She's the star of Get Over It. He's a nominee today for The Gift. Please welcome Kirsten Dunst and Giovanni Ribisi.
It's been said that you have a lifetime to create your first film, and a year to create your second.
And the rest of your life to complain about how they both premiered on Showtime.
Here are 5 nominees whose first features reflect literally decades of thought, feeling, and imagination.
And we can't wait to see what they come up with next.
The nominees for Best First Feature are Boiler Room, director Ben Younger, producers Suzanne Todd and Jennifer Todd.
They say money can't buy happiness. Look at the smile on my face. Ear to ear, baby. You have to be closing all the time and be aggressive. Learn how to push.
Whole place is going nuts.
Well, you
see, we deal in stocks that really move. I have your kid's college fund. Yes, my first account, baby.
You're one of us now.
This kid is really good.
Yeah, he's gonna go down hard.
Girl Fight, director Karan Kusama. Producers Maggie Renzi, Sarah Green, and Martha Griffin.
Inside, you know him?
I won't fight you, and that's it.
Inside, you know yourself?
Then maybe you shouldn't be a boxer.
Then that's all you need.
All that you do, I can do. I actually do it better. I got that something you want, and believe me, I try whatever. All that you do, I can do. I actually do it better. I got that something you want, and believe me, I try whatever.
Love and Basketball, director Gina Prince-Bythewood, producers Spike Lee and Sam Kidd.
Look, I'm entering the draft. Going pro.
So that's it. Just forget about you and me.
I shouldn't be crying, but I just can't let it show. I shouldn't be hoping, but I can't stop it.
I never knew anyone loved ball as much as you.
I've loved you since I was 11, and it just won't go away. I'll play you one game, one-on-one.
For what?
Your heart.
The Visit, director-producer Jordan Walker Perlman.
I'm going to Alaska, India, China, the whole world.
Felicia! Hey, Felicia, where are you? And she looked up at me and called out to me, Alexander. I knew you'd come. I knew you knew.
What would be the first thing you would do if this board grants you parole?
I would make the most out of my life, man.
You Can Count on Me, director Kenneth Lonergan, producers John N. Hart, Jeffrey Sharp, Robert DeFina, and Larry Meister.
Mom, were you?
No comment.
You know, you're the worst manager we've ever had.
This is incredible.
That is not what I mean. Maybe you should stay home for a while.
Yeah, maybe that'd be a good idea. I got $100 here. Says me and my nephew can beat anybody in here. Only we gotta get the next game because he's gotta be in bed by 10 o'clock.
And the Spirit Award goes to You Can Count on Me.
I'm supposed to speak for the group. This is really extraordinary. I don't actually know what to say. I just want to thank my producers again, my wonderful producers, and again, the cast and gee, everybody. I don't know what to say. This has been an incredible experience, and I just thank you all very much. I'm very overwhelmed. Thank you.
Please welcome the director of this year's Sundance opener, My First Mister, Christine Lottie, and the president of IFP West's Board of Directors, Vondi Curtis Hall.
The independent film movement in this country began with documentary filmmakers like Robert Flaherty and Peter Lawrence.
So it's only fitting that IFP West has added a new category this year for documentary filmmakers.
Today's 5 nominated films don't just tell it like it is, they show it.
The nominees for Best Documentary are
Dark Days, director Mark Singer.
The Eyes of Tammy Faye, directors Randy Barbado and Fenton Bailey.
Long Day's Journey into Day, directors Francis Reed and Deborah Hoffman.
Paragraph 175, directors Rob Epstein and Jeffrey Friedman.
Sound and Fury, director Josh Aronson.
And the Spirit Award goes to
Dark Days, Mark Singer.
Wow, I'm really nervous. First, I want to acknowledge all of the other documentaries here, and I feel really humbled just that this film is recognized amongst them. Man, this has been a really long road for me, and it was 6.5 years ago, it was the first time that I went into the tunnel, and we didn't have any idea how this was going to turn out. To be honest, I'm still surprised that the film even came out, what we shot. But I'm standing up here alone, but there were so many people behind the scenes that you don't see, that without their love and support, this would never have happened. And there's so many of them that I'm scared to start naming them because I know I'm going to forget someone. And lastly, I want to thank everybody in the tunnel who trusted me with their lives and showed me what it means to be human. And thank you very much for this.
Please welcome the ghost dog himself, Forrest Whitaker.
The ghost dog, I play a hitman who adheres religiously to the Hagakure, the Book of the Samurai. In it, there's a passage that reads, "One should make his decisions within the space of 7 breaths. It is a matter of being determined and having the spirit to break right through to the other side." That's certainly the approach that Jim Jarmusch took to this project in directing it. What began as a casual series of conversations between the two of us evolved into a living, breathing work of art. It's a film about the codes that people follow and what happens when they break them. Ghost Dog fuses the worlds of 18th century Japanese history and contemporary gangster life and sets it all to a hip-hop beat. It's a film about rules that doesn't seem to follow any of them. Here is Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai.
My mom says you never talk to nobody, and you got no friends.
I don't know your mom.
Is that true, though?
What?
That you never talk to nobody and you got no friends?
No, I'm talking to you, right?
Yeah.
The way of the samurai is one of immediacy, and it is best to dash in headlong. If one becomes like a revengeful ghost and shows great determination, though his head is cut off, he should not die. This is the substance of the way of the samurai.
What is that supposed to mean?
It's poetry. The poetry of war. I've been expecting you.
It all starts with the pad and picture. We begin to burn bush in this rap session. Once again on the run, me the Black Stallion.
Ghost Dog.
Use the word jarmouche in a sentence.
I woke up this morning and I jarmooshed myself.
My boyfriend and I jarmooshed all night long.
I am jarmouche.
What the hell does jarmouche mean?
She had two big jarmooshes.
Jarmouche.
She said it. She did it. Jarmouche.
She's the contender, and he's a force to contend with. Please welcome Joan Allen and James Woods.
I'm sorry. This is so embarrassing. I'm sorry. You know, there's a strike coming on. It could be. Sorry. Stop. Sorry. You know, you might want to get some work. Hello? I'm sorry about this, Joan. It's like, Roger? No, I'm here. I'm kind of busy actually. We're at the. Yeah, just I don't know. Some pasta and a salad would be fine, I guess. Okay? Roger from the Sunset. Fine. Okay. Yeah. I love you too. Okay. Bye. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, but he's very needy, as you can see from the clips. Okay, it was either that or reading this crap up here. Okay, come on, one or the other. All right.
James and I are here to present the award for Best Director.
And I am fortunate enough to be standing next to the Marlon Brando of actresses. I got to tell you right now. Okay. And let me just say something. This is apropos of nothing. Okay. When we did Nixon, it was like 28 testosterone-ridden guys, like trying to, vie to be sort of the star of a picture, and Oliver sitting there like a dog chewing on peanut butter, trying to get his thoughts together. And Joan would just sort of sail through it all, and she was the most fabulous. And I know what all the critics say, but I'm a gambling man, and I hope you kick some ass tomorrow night.
Thanks,
okay?
Jimmy. Thank you.
I mean it.
And after that, the nominees are Darren Aronofsky for Requiem for a Dream.
Miguel Arteta for Chuck and Buck.
Christopher Guest for Best in Show.
Ang Lee for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Julian Schnabel for Before Night Falls.
An honorable mention to Sofia Coppola, but that's another story. And there is no surprise here. Ang Lee for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Thank you.
Well, my deepest appreciation to Independent Spirit Award for treating our guests with Chinese food in the doggy bags. You don't know how much that meant to me. I mean, for years, I've been resisting to join the union here in the States because there's one regulation in the union that says the Chinese food is illegitimate to treat your crew in the second meal. That used to upset me so much. They may be cheaper, but they're good food. Standing here with this award, I have one confession to make. I have never been to Sundance. What I'm really driving at is that I don't know really what independent spirit really means to me. I'm very confused. For years, people ask me, are you independent? Are you make movie for Hollywood? Are you a Taiwanese filmmaker? Are you a Chinese filmmaker? And I used to work out something like, I'm a New York filmmaker. I figured that sort of sum up everything. But I'm probably making Hulk in LA next year, so that won't be useful anymore. I'm confused because I think nobody can really be independent in making movies. We all rely on each other. It's a collaborative process. Not only in the making, also distributing, selling, financing. We rely on each other. So really, what independent spirit meant to me is that I think as a filmmaker, you have to keep in your heart, you have to make something that make a difference and be interesting and inspiring. I think as long as you intend to do that, you're okay. For that, I thank you, the Independent Spirit Award. And this honor, I also want to give it to everybody who helped me make this movie. This award is yours. Thank you.
It's now my pleasure to introduce a true independent film pioneer. In films like Faces and A Woman Under the Influence, made with her husband, John Cassavetes, she introduced the world to a style of acting they had never seen before. Please welcome Gina Rowlands.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here with you. I just love the Independent Spirit Awards. What I'm going to do is introduce the best actors in the lead role. The first is Javier Bardem, Before Night Falls.
I wanted to get up and beg her forgiveness. I wanted to say, Mom, how pretty you are today. You look like one of those women that you can only see on Christmas cards. But I said nothing because of the knot in my throat.
That was very nice. What's your name?
Reinaldo Arenas.
Who wrote this?
I did. It's my own from a novel.
And what do you call this novel?
Singing from the Well.
Are you a student?
Yes, I am an agricultural accountant.
The next actor is Adrian Brody, Restaurant.
Look, I have two questions. One, is she, am I happy she's in love with me? And two, could I be in love with her? You look like a little girl, you know? You must have been so cute.
Yeah, you're cute.
The next actor is Billy Crudup, Jesus' son.
What we sang before, those Jehovah's Witness guys.
Oh, look what they gave me. I was asking them if when we die, if there's an ending to everything we know, and if there is, then why don't we just die now? You know, die to everything we know. I mean, maybe living and dying are the same thing, and maybe the fact that we've turned them into two different things is why we feel so lost.
The next actor is Hill Harper, The Visit.
But I need to know one thing, that they came and I can at least make some sense out of them or something. And if Mom and Dad ever found out I had this disease, they'd say it was God's punishment.
You don't know that. In your heart, you don't know that.
And in their heart, they don't know if I raped that woman. And there it is.
The final actor is Mark Ruffalo. You can count on me.
But I gotta tell you, Sandy, and I know things really didn't work out too well this time.
Terry.
But it's really good to know, wherever I am and whatever stupid shit I'm doing, that you're back at my home rooting for me. It's all gonna be all right, Sammy. Comparatively.
And the Spirit Award goes to Javier Bardem.
I guess, can we repeat the stuff before so I can do it even worse? It's an honor for me to have this award because I live in Spain, I live in Madrid. I usually go to the movies to see independent movies, which I like much more than the big studio movies. I don't know why. Maybe because they are quite more interesting. And to be here and receive this is like something like a pleasure. Thank you very much for this. And I would like to thanks to my mother, which I love, Pilar, my father, my brother and sister, their families, to Cristina, which I love, Marceli, Elise, and I guess I don't forget anybody here. Okay. And I have the list. Excuse me, I'm quite nervous here. No, this is the thing from before, so it was supposed for me to know it by heart. Okay. My friends that maybe are watching TV, hi, hola, ¿cómo estáis? And Coraza, who's my acting teacher, Margarita, who's a very good friend of mine, and here we go. Julian, man. Julian Snabel. Thank you. I love you. Thank you very much. Thank you. You are one of the greatest persons I ever met personally. As director, you are even better. But, I mean, as a person, you are a great human being, and your heart is as big as your body, which is a lot. You are amazing, man. Thank you, man. And John Killick, the producer, Fireline, Mark Odersky, and Lázaro Gomez, and of course, to the one who really deserves this award, because I'm only an actor, and actors are usually treated like gods. We are nobody else but people who say lines in movies. This thing is for Reinaldo Arenas, who gave his life for freedom. Thank you.
Please welcome the star of Requiem for a Dream, Jared Leto.
When people who haven't seen Requiem for a Dream ask me what it's about, I tell them the truth. It's about misery, suffering, degradation. It's a one-way ticket to hell, a film that kicks you in the stomach, spits in your face, and expects you to sit there and take it. It's a movie that doesn't apologize for telling the truth. Requiem for a Dream was adapted from the novel by Hubert Selby Jr., one of the great American writers. He's not here tonight, but it tells a story of four desperate characters and what happens when their American dream becomes a nightmare. For me, making this film was, this is the Darren, miserable, painful, depressing, and one of the most remarkable times of my life. So to the faint of heart out there, you better go to the snack bar. Here's Requiem for a Dream.
I'm thinking thin.
She's thinking thin.
My Louise, she lost 50 pounds just like that.
Like that?
Like what? Poof. What'd you do, put her in a sweatbox? She went to a doctor and he gave her pills you don't want to eat.
So, what's so good about that?
Purple in the morning, blue in the afternoon, orange in the evening. Just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to be on television.
If we can get enough cash together, we can make a fortune.
Please welcome the star of Knockaround Guys and the original independent, Dennis Hopper.
The line "based on a true story" is thrown around a lot in our business because there's nothing more compelling than the truth. Today's 5 nominees for the DirecTV IFC Truer Than Fiction Award understand that. They've each demonstrated extraordinary promise in the field of documentary filmmaking. Today we'd like to honor one of them with the Truer Than Fiction Award, which comes with an unrestricted grant of $20,000 funded by DirecTV and the Independent Film Channel. And the nominees are Jim Cohen and Peter Sillen for Benjamin Smoke, Shelley Dunn, Fremont and Vincent Fremont for Pie in the Sky, the Bridget Berlin story. David Shapiro and Lori Gwen Shapiro for Keep the River on Your Right, a modern cannibal tale. James Roland Whitney for Just Melvin. And the DirecTV IFC Truer Than Fiction Award goes to David Shapiro and Lori Gwen Shapiro for Keep the River on Your Right, a modern cannibal tale.
When we first started this project 6 years ago and we went to people for funding, the most common response, and there were dozens of people who said no way, was, who wants to see a film about a 74-year-old gay Jewish ex-cannibal? I guess that's what independent film means. We just want to thank, first we want to thank the other films that are in our category. They're all masterful and we're honored to be among your company. And we'd like to thank the Independent Spirit Award, IFC Films, Bob Burney, and Jonathan Sering, who is a champion of this project from day one. So thank you, Jonathan.
We also like to thank our 2 incredible executive producers, Peter Broderick of Next Wave Films and Chris Vroom. We'd like to thank the people who've supported us, my husband Paul, our associate producer, and David's girlfriend Kim Wickers. And we also like to dedicate this to Tobias Schneebaum, who's watching home in Greenwich Village, and today is his 80th birthday. So happy birthday, Tobias.
Please welcome last year's Best Actress winner for Boys Don't Cry and the director of the upcoming feature Frailty, everyone's favorite Bill and Hillary Swank and Bill Paxton.
It's great to be here today to celebrate the spirit of independent filmmaking. In recognition of that spirit, we're here to present the award for Best Female Lead.
When you take on a role in an independent film, you never imagine that you're going to end up at an award show. Your biggest hope is that anyone will actually see it.
Here are the 5 women we are honoring for their outstanding work today.
The nominees for Best Female Lead are
Joan Allen for The Contender.
I am fully prepared to step down, but my personal life and my past are just that, but I will do whatever you say.
Ellen Burstyn for Requiem for a Dream.
They don't need me. I like the way I feel. I like thinking about the red dress and the television and you and your father. Now when I get the sun, I smile.
Lantham for Love and Basketball.
You got to be there.
That night you wanted to talk about your dad. I had curfew. What was I supposed to do?
Stay.
If I stayed, I wouldn't be starting.
Or at least you got your priorities straight.
I never asked you to choose.
You never have to.
I'm a ball player. If anybody knows what that means, it should be you.
Laura Linney for You Can Count on Me.
You staying home for one?
Well, I don't know. I got all these things I gotta do back in Worcester.
Oh.
So I'm probably not gonna be able to stay for more than a day or so.
Oh.
I mean, I'm trying to keep to a schedule of sorts.
Oh. That's all right.
It's a very worthy story, but I won't trouble you with it right now.
Kelly McDonald for Two Family House.
You don't seem like the kind of man that needs taken care of.
Yeah, well, this one can't go in the tank like all the others.
It won't. We're all meant for something particular. This is what you're meant for.
You think so, huh?
I know so, Mr. Vassallo.
And the Spirit Award goes to
Ellen Burstyn, Requiem for a Dream.
I just can't tell you how much I wanted this. Thank you for every single person who voted for me. Congratulations to all the other nominees. All of your performances were wonderful and deserving. Thank you, Hubert Selby Jr.,
for writing the amazing book. Thank you, Darren Aronofsky, for your genius. And for giving me the part of my career. Thank you, Eric Watson, for being our wise counselor. Thank you to the crew who held me in their collective arms like a giant big brother. Thank you to my son Jefferson and his wife Tricia, for my granddaughter, Emily. I love my profession. I love what we do. It's an honor to reflect the spirit of humanity back to itself. Thank you.
Please welcome, with all his clothes on, the star of Quills, Jeffrey Rush.
Good afternoon. During the show, you've seen clips from the 5 great films nominated for Best Feature. Now let's see who actually won. The nominees are Before Night Falls, producer John Killick; Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, producers Bill Kong, Su Li Kong, and Ang Lee; George Washington, producers David Gordon Green, Sasha W. Mueller, and Lisa Muscat; Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, producers Jim Jarmusch and Richard Guy; Requiem for a Dream, producers Eric Watson and Palmer West; and the Spirit Award goes to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Thank you. Thank IP West. I just want to thank Michael Barker, Tom Bernard, Barbara Robinson, James Seamus, and David Indy, and all the cast and crew. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I'm just wondering, how come we didn't make it to the foreign film category?
That's it, everybody. Good night. Thank you for coming. Get more out of life. Go see a cheap movie. Good night.